So good day to you all. So on today's Business Spotlight, we have Michael Curtin from MC Financial. Michael, you're very welcome.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for the opportunity.
Well, it's a great day outside. It's sunshine, so dying to bring a bit of sunshine to all our listeners here. So tell all the audience here, what do you do? How long have you been doing it?
Yeah, so we do three things. We provide advice on mortgages and pensions and protection. We're impartial brokers. I myself, my main background is mortgages, and I suppose mortgages and everything to do with mortgages would be the main part of our business, really. And we're in business just over 11 years.
Oh, very good. And where are you based, Michael?
Our main office is in Coolmine, Dublin 15, and we also have an office in Limerick as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, so main office Dublin 15.
That must lead to interesting challenges running the two different businesses, two different offices.
Well, I'm lucky enough in that my brother Jason looks after things in Limerick, yeah, so obviously he's my brother. We're close. He's my family, and so he kind of looks after things down there.
Excellent.
So yeah, that's good.
So tell me then your business journey so far since, what, 13 years ago, is that what you said?
Yeah, well, I mean, before I went 100% out on my own, I was working with a company, I suppose, if you like, quasi self-employed, but
Yeah.
yeah, but out on my own the last 11 years.
Yeah. So has business been a straight line and continued growth, or has it been a
Uh,
bit?
no, like, it's obviously in the mortgage business, there's outside factors like interest rates, property prices, property supply, demand, the economy. So obviously, how busy you are at any given time or in a year obviously depends on those type of factors. So, and I mean, things can change quickly. COVID, the war in the Ukraine, different
Mhm.
things, the cost of living, things can change overnight. So, um, yeah, but I mean, I suppose generally one thing that you're probably aware of, Tom, is from the recession after the Celtic Tiger. I mean, our country went through a number of years where there was very little new houses built, and that created then a big underlying demand. So,
Sure.
yeah, we're busy. A couple of banks have left the market in recent years, which reduces
Mhm.
competition. But yeah, there's been ups and downs. I suppose you just keep going, keep positive, and keep fighting.
So 13 years has been a great amount of time to be in business and still there getting through that recession and everything else. So congratulations on that. So if I was to ask you, Michael, if you were to start your business from square one again tomorrow, what would you do differently?
Um, well, Tom, in the first place, when I left my old job and went out my own, it wasn't like it was just something that happened more than a plan, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Um, and when you go out on your own and start a business like that, there's no textbook, there's no list of what you should do, and you don't tend to have maybe a mentor really with you. You're kind of on your own. Um, so, and I suppose for me personally, it was coming on the back of the Celtic Tiger. So, I had a few legacy things you're trying to do, but from that period. So, um, I'm not sure what I've done a whole lot differently. I suppose you were learning as you go, but I suppose I touched on it there. Probably if I did have my time again, I'd probably prioritize finding somebody to give me a dig out, give me a bit of mentorship, bit of advice, and maybe, yeah, that's probably all I would do differently if I had my time again.
And what, if I may ask you slightly more personal, what would you say the biggest learning that you as a business owner have got from running your own business?
Well, I saw a post on LinkedIn from a business owner recently, and she was touching upon like all the things that you would do on a daily, weekly basis, and whether that's bringing in business, compliance, payroll, financial control. social media marketing. The list goes on and on and on. So I think if you're an SME, you wear many hats at any given time. So yeah, so I think and today with technology now, phones, people are always on. So I think maybe the ability to focus, concentrate, delegate, and block yourself off. Those things are important because obviously we've only got so much time in the day, other family commitments as well. So,
and I was going to ask, how do you balance that personal life with your busy business life? Have you found that difficult, or has it gotten easier over the last number of
um,
years?
well, look, I have 4 kids. They're all busy and
Ah,
active, and ranging from 19 down to 11, and so you can imagine there's always something going on. I'm probably the busiest unpaid taxi driver in Dublin at the moment. But yeah, so I'm lucky enough in the sense that I work from home. I have an office, a proper office like in the garden here, and there is a bit of separation from that point of view.
okay.
Our main office in Coolmine, Dublin 15, is where I work. I don't spend too much time there. Um, Suits me better to work at home because I have a walking disability and my walking isn't too good. So going
Okay.
up and downstairs can be challenging. But yeah, I suppose if you were to ask me to describe my life at the moment, I would describe it very simply. And I'm either working, bringing my kids around, or I'm down the GAA club. I'm doing one of the three things. That's kind of my life really. And
So fairly active, fairly active.
yeah,
So tell me, what do you think the future looks like in your business sector? So in finance, mortgages,
yeah,
what does it look like?
it's an interesting question. I heard recently, or somebody was talking to in the industry, and they were making kind of a general comment that a lot of smaller to medium-sized brokerages might struggle, and you might see more of them taken over by bigger companies. And be that as it may, and but I think in terms of maybe not just our business, but as you know, artificial intelligence, technology, computers, you know, that's a big area now, and it's something we're looking very closely at the moment is adopting a new system and trying to make our processes more efficient and automated. And so I think that would be interesting. I mean, to just give you a very quick example, Tom, if a
Yeah.
client is sending us in, say, bank statements for their mortgage application, um, if we can have some technology that will verify and check those statements in real time, and like for example, if a client is to send in 6 months bank statements and they send in 5, if the robotics or the technology can respond back to the client and say, look, you've only sent us 5, we need 6, you're short a month. And if they can do that in real time without a human being having to get involved in that all the time, that will be progress. So that would be interesting to see how all that evolves.
Yeah. So simplifying the process for the consumer would be a good place to start, as in no matter what industry you're in, but making it simpler. I suppose a lot of people feel, God, it's very difficult to get a loan. It's very difficult to get set up because there's so many hoops that they have to go
Yeah,
through. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the younger generation now probably expects, they expect technology,
Yeah.
automation,
Yeah.
mobile apps, and more streamlined services. And as you probably are aware, the banks themselves at a basic branch level, they don't really want to meet customers anymore. They don't really want them coming into their branches.
Yeah.
We're trying to encourage everything online. So, um, but I suppose as a business, we'd still very much give a personal service, even though we're trying to get more streamlined and efficient ourselves and use technology more. I suppose we would pride ourselves on always being available to take a phone call from a client or follow up with a client and be available to them, even outside of office hours, because um people's lives are busy, and the banks traditionally would be maybe open from 10 to 4 or whatever. So yeah, I think you know, like we do well with Google reviews and testimonials from clients when they get the keys of their house. So that's something we work very hard on, and that's very important to us.
Good. So for all the budding entrepreneurs out there who are listening to this and looking at your business, and they watch different other ones there, if you were to go back and give yourself advice when you were 18, what would you say to yourself?
Yeah, it's funny. One of my sons, Dara, he's in third year, junior cert at the moment, and and I have a daughter, 16. There's only 15 months between them, so they're kind of at that stage where they're picking subjects and they're looking ahead, and so as a parent, I've gone past that initial stage where you're minding young kids, and now they're starting to grow up. So, but I suppose to answer your question would be believe in yourself, be positive, try different things. I read recently that they reckon the way the world is evolving now with everything, that it'll be quite normal for maybe a person to have maybe 3 different careers moving forward, rather than getting into the one job and staying at that for a long time in the one area. So I think try different things, be curious, be inquisitive, read a lot, meet people, and just I'm a firm believer, Tom, in trying to learn, try and take ideas from different people. Everybody has something to offer. So if you spot a good idea or a good habit, I think again it's generally accepted that a person is generally a product of the people they spend most of their time with, and they kind of hang around with and talk
Yeah,
to.
there's some great sayings you have in there. There, some of which we use ourselves in our program, but I think that's so true. Like we all learn something every day, every week. But if someone were to ask you, so what did you do about that? That's where most of us fall down. We didn't take any action on it. But I think that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I
Yeah.
read a good quote there recently about discipline, and it said, um, "Do what you have to do when it needs to be done, even if you don't want to do it."
Yeah.
So and again, and something else like about growing and developing was kind of just put yourself in the uncomfortable situations, challenging situations. So yeah, so again, I'm trying to, as you said yourself, we're always learning, and
Yeah.
just there's always room for improvement, and there's always something we can, maybe some new
And learning keeps you young. I mean, look at me. No, I think learning is the key. Listen, Michael, I wish you every success in the growth of your business in the coming years. Thank you so much for taking part in this interview today. And I look forward to hearing and speaking with you again in the near future.
Actually, one last thing, Tom.
Definitely.
I don't know. Did you want to ask me about maybe dealing with staff and flexible working conditions?
Yes, well, there's an interesting one there. How do you manage that in this hybrid work? Because you're working from home, you have 2 different offices. Are your staff in office and working hybrid as well?
Yeah, so my brother Jason, he kind of splits his time between working from home and the office. He kind of it suits him. And then the girls in the office, um, that are working for me, um, they're both working mums, if you like, and so they work mainly mornings, so they can drop their kids to school, they can go to
Ah,
work and then be home. And that suits them, and that was something we established right from the off. And
very
then
good.
Jer, one of the lads who works for me, he lives locally as well, and he works kind of flexible, a bit from home. To be honest with you, Tom, you know, I trust my staff. I have good staff, you know, and I'm lucky with the people I have, and I'm very firm that I think you have to be flexible nowadays. You have to be flexible with people, and I think if you are, and you trust your staff and you let them get on with the job, you get it back then. So that's my view. That's the way
So
I think.
creating a good culture. So for those watching, if they wanted to get in contact with you, what's the best way to get in contact with MC Financial?
Yeah, well, my email is Michael, Michael at mcfinancial.ie, and mobile 087 932 1882, and the landline in the office is 01 822-8022. So, but I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody if I can help in any like that's the way the type of person I am. I try and help in any way I can. I believe in what goes around comes around, and that's
offering the personal service. Michael, thank you. I could talk for you for a lot longer. It's been very interesting, but thank you very much indeed for your time, and every success in the future.
Great, Tom. Thanks again for the opportunity.